Welcome to My Long Island TV, the show that features the people and events that make Long Island great. In this special episode, we focus on family. Moms and daughters spend a day together and get empowered. Dr. Lauren Macaluso opens Long Island's first breast milk depot in New Hyde Park. Inspirational performer Unkle Adams raps with Brentwood kids about cyberbullying. Meet the puppeteers of the Very Hungry Caterpillar at the Landmark on Main Street. Take out a minute to become a minute smarter about breastfeeding. Now let's get started.
Welcome to My Long Island.
My Long Island Family is brought to you in part by the Allied Foundation, a not-for-profit organization. Our mission is to improve the health and well-being of the people in our community. For more information, visit alliedfoundation.org.
Today's a great day. Today's an amazing day.
We wanted to create an event that was going to empower girls, but we realized that we couldn't really do that without their moms being there. And so today was about creating content for girls and moms that they can learn at their own levels and then join together, have a day of bonding, have a day of fitness, have a day of enlightenment and inspiration.
We have brought in speakers of many different walks of life. So we have a nutritionist, we have a holistic health counselor, we have a medical doctors, we have psychologists.
I was asked to kick off the event because I created a program called Intensati, and Intensati is really about training yourself to be positive, training yourself to be happy, and using encouraging words. So we use affirmations, we use exercise, and we use movement so that we can practice being positive, practice being healthy, and really change our mindset.
Now repeat after me. I got it. I got it.
In order for an affirmation to work, you have to feel it. So when you exercise, that already gets the endorphins flowing. So you have the positive affirmation with the feeling. Now you've created the state of being. Now you are literally being the affirmation.
You're so beautiful. You're so special.
Love heals. So when a mother looks at a child and just pours love on her, she becomes stronger, she becomes more confident. So I'm training people to not take their children and their mothers for granted or their life for granted.
You are powerful. You're stronger than you think.
I think it's amazing for the girls to see that. I feel like some of the moms do some of these kind of classes and hear these messages. I don't think the girls hear these messages all the time, and it was great to hear the message in such a fun way.
Keep it positive and let her know that she can conquer anything she puts her mind and heart to.
Important Isabella.
Important Isabella.
Sassy Sarah.
Yes, Sassy Sarah. There's the statistic that says that 72% of girls around the age of puberty, their self-esteem plummets. And that's not just something I think that's intrinsic, it's something that I think as they are aware of society's pressures about what a girl should be, it becomes essential and imperative that at a young age that they're encouraged and told messages of positivity, and to encourage them to find moments where they wanted to be heard and give them the empowerment to do so.
I've actually created an anti-cyberbullying app called Rethink. I've done a lot of scientific inquiry behind it, proved that over 93% of the time it's effective. So I'm just excited to be here to share my story, with so many people, young people my own age.
One of the things that I think we did right is to let her be independent, let her pursue her passions, and take her ideas forward and tell her that nothing is not impossible. Everything is possible. If she dreams it, she can make it happen.
When I say namaste, it means the light in me
sees the light in you.
We were a bit stressful at home and we were having some problems, so we thought that maybe it would be best if we could come here to bond over each other.
I've learned some techniques to better able to deal with my pre-teenager.
There are things we all have to do to chip in and help. And it's not up for negotiation. It just is what it is.
We did a session on communication and setting consequences. So it's important that we set up, a good mindset as a parent, and that we think things through beforehand, and that we communicate really good, valuable information in a loving and caring way, but that we're consistent with it.
This was great. This one really I thought was helpful.
What was the big takeaway for you?
Just to focus on her as an individual and not really what I want for her, but what she wants for her.
The whole premise for today was that if you can see it, you can be it. And so, girls aren't really around these inspirational, powerful women on a daily basis, so we wanted to give them the visual so that they could take this visual and then form, a life accordingly.
Coming up next on My Long Island Family, Dr. Lauren Macaluso opens Long Island's first breast milk depot in New Hyde Park.
The Allied Physicians Group is a partnership of more than 120 dedicated, caring physicians and 500 highly trained support staff serving 150,000 patients across Long Island, New York City, and the Hudson Valley. For more information, visit AlliedPhysiciansGroup.com.
One, two, three.
Milk Bank is getting ready to open up its doors, and what we're doing is establishing milk collection sites throughout New York State. And this is a facility where a mother can easily donate extra milk once she has been approved as a donor. The milk is going to be used to save lives of premature infants. There are 23 milk banks in the United States right now. There's another 5 in development. New York Milk Bank is one of these 5. It's becoming more and more well known as the research is revealed that babies do better on donor milk than they do on formula. It can lower the rate of necrotizing enterocolitis, which is a devastating illness. So they're becoming more popular, and that's why New York is ready to have its first own milk bank. So you first have to go through a screening process to make sure you're not on any medication or drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes, and then your blood is tested for 5 infectious diseases. After that, you have to have a letter from your physician and the baby's doctor that both of you are in good health, and then we can accept milk from the donors. Milk is pooled with 1 to 2 other donors, and then it's pasteurized, it's tested for bacterial content, and then it's distributed throughout the state. These premature infants are so tiny that they're getting at first just 1 milliliter of feeding, so one mother can provide a lot of milk for many infants. We have a donor right now that's already given us 4,000 ounces of milk in a few months.
Thank you so much for coming out this morning to support the opening of our first milk depot on Long Island via the New York Milk Bank.
Unfortunately, our social climate still in the U.S. and in New York isn't fully comfortable with breastfeeding and breasts being made to make human milk and to feed our babies. We're still trying to help make our culture more comfortable with this is what we have them for, this is their purpose, this is normal. I mean, even this event, when I was telling family, friends over the past weeks about it, people will still snicker and make comments, and I kind of know at this point it just kind of rolls off my shoulders and you just move on. When people donate, we keep a log, date and time of receiving the milk, the donor's name, estimated number of ounces, the date, the time, and then we keep temperature logs for our freezer, which is maintained between -18 and -20. If you store it in a deep freezer, 0 below, you can store it for a year, so you've got a long shelf life.
I didn't have a very good breastfeeding beginning with my son, so I turned to pumping. I make more than enough for my son. Actually, Dr. Macaluso has said that I could probably feed up to 3 babies, and I don't need that much, and I know that other babies do need that milk. It's an amazing thing that I can do, but again, not only for my baby, but for others.
One of the physicians already mentioned here, Dr. Scher, has been the impetus to help us expand into the health of the community via the Allied Foundation. We're very proud to be able to help get this milk depot going, and we expect bigger and better things in the future. We formed the Allied Foundation approximately a year ago, and within a year we've been able to start funding important projects like this a lot sooner than I ever imagined. We help the premature baby, we help cut costs and expenses to the medical system, and it's good for the overall community.
I've been tirelessly working on legislation to help expand the access to human milk. Right now it's become almost like a black market where mothers have to go to other mothers or on unscrupulous sites to actually access breast milk. That's not what we want for fellow New Yorkers. We didn't have milk depots before throughout the state, and so moms are excited to have this resources in their backyard. You can feel the excitement in the room. We all agree that donor breast milk is the best. Now let's give access to it.
Coming up next on My Long Island Family, inspirational performer Unkle Adams raps with Brentwood kids about cyberbullying.
I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose.
We had a wonderful opportunity that was sponsored through our YES program, which is our Youth Enrichment Services program that works within North Middle School. This particular presenter creates music with a powerful message, and I think when you combine our modern music and rap with a positive message for kids, I think we're putting two powerful pieces together that really send that message home. So we're really excited to have Unkle Adam with us today.
I would like to welcome you to the I Am Stronger Than Bullying presentation. Thank you.
The 6th grade is our building block. We know that by delivering important messages, we can help build that foundation that they take with them. So an opportunity to bring a program in and to expose our children to it and to reinforce that adults are here to help is a message that we will continue to support.
Are you a tattletale if you tell on a bully, yes or no, and why? You gotta tell me why.
No, because it's like recording, you're not really telling on them.
That's a good answer. Round of applause for Noah.
Quite frankly, I got sick of hearing about all the tragic bullying going on in the world, and I decided I was going to do something to make a difference and to help people. So I wrote and recorded my song, I Am Stronger, and it started getting played all over the world, and now I travel to schools, speaking to kids, and just trying to make as big a difference as I possibly can while I'm on the earth.
Since I rap about important things that I want to change in the world, like bullying, as a result, my music and music videos are used in school systems around the world. This picture is from Melbourne, Australia.
Teenagers and stuff, no matter where they're from, they go through a lot of the same issues. It's a universal thing, and bullying is definitely not limited to one section or another. It's all over the world. It's a worldwide problem.
He already feels alone and confused, and to top it off, he goes to school and gets abused. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer.
A colleague came to me and says, watch this video, and I did. And when I watched the video of this wonderful young man, giving such a strong message, I said, oh wow, we need to have him, and I want him in Brentwood.
Here's a few tricks that you can personally do to help stop it. Now these might seem simple, but hear me out. Number 1, block and delete the bully. Unkle Adams does this all the time. Someone tries to get at me online, no, I block and delete them.
The children at the age of 7 have their own iPhones. So that's how connected we are to social media. And yes, he brought a very strong message about cyberbullying because that's a thing that we face every day.
Students connect with a younger messenger, and also this one is unique because it's not just a presentation.
One night someone put a picture on Facebook of a cow and said this is how Shay looks. She better make the tears streaming down her cheek. Then she went to sleep permanently.
I think that they see me more as a friend than they do as a boring speaker. I try to connect with them and engage with them. Sometimes we'll shoot hoops at a presentation. They get me to sign their shoes and their hats and everything, and I just treat them as equals, and as a result, they listen to what I have to say.
Have you ever been bullied in your life that inspired you to make these videos?
He says, have you ever been bullied? The answer is yes, absolutely, okay? I think you would be hard-pressed to find anyone in this world who has not been bullied at some time or another, unfortunately.
If you are experiencing bullying, you have to bring it forward. You have to tell somebody about it, because no one's going to help you if no one knows what's going on, and so many suffer in silence. That's the number one thing for sure.
I hope you take the words that I wrote in this song and use them as the strength that you hold in your palm. When you see a fellow athlete treated in a bad way, stand up for and support him like a back race.
Coming up next on My Long Island Family, meet the puppeteers of the Very Hungry Caterpillar at the Landmark on Main Street.
The Allied Physicians Group is a partnership of more than 120 dedicated, caring physicians and 500 highly trained support staff serving 150,000 patients across Long Island, New York City, and the Hudson Valley. For more information, visit AlliedPhysiciansGroup.com.
On Monday, the 8 through 1 hour.
We are Mermaid Theatre of Nova Scotia. We're doing The Very Hungry Caterpillar and other Eric Carle favorites, which includes The Very Hungry Caterpillar, Little Cloud, and The Very Mixed Up Chameleon. And it travels all over the world. We do the show in English, French, Mandarin, Spanish. They're following the story through the narration, but it's the life of the puppet that really makes them laugh and makes them react.
Little cloud changed into a giant cloud.
It's important to us that the show can be performed for families, but also for school students. And we want the teachers and the parents and the grandparents to find as much joy in the presentation as the children do.
On Thursday, the 8 through 4 strawberries.
There's so much teachable in the story. You've got days of the week and counting and life cycle of the butterfly, but also it's just super fun.
Well, most of the time they can't see us, and when they do, I think they get very excited that they can see us. It's like they're being let in on a secret. Other mermaid shows make no attempt to hide the puppeteers, so just like this show, we're standing there the whole time, but in plain view, in full light, which I think is great, because I think it's even more magical to watch the performer operate the puppet than it is to just see the puppet.
I'm going to show you all how we stayed invisible during the show. Would you like to see that? Yeah. All right. Now, our show uses something called black lights. And they're a very special kind of light that makes certain things glow in the dark. But our costumes are made out of black fabric. And Simon's going to show you the mask we wear. So that's what we look like during the show, sort of like a puppet ninja.
My favorite thing to perform is the fly itself. It's this little small, it's about this big, it's a little fly cutout, and you just kind of wiggle it back and forth, but it's a challenge to take this thing that weighs nothing and make it look like it's flying across the sky.
He built a small house called a cocoon around himself.
I like when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. It's a really magical moment, and I remember when I first saw the show, before I was a performer in it, that was the moment that stuck with me. Watching the cocoon appear out of thin air as the caterpillar sort of wiggles its way back and forth as if it's spinning the cocoon. It's a real magical moment. It's a great piece of theater. So that's always my favorite part to perform, not just for the audience's reaction, but because I know how amazing I thought it was the first time I saw it myself.
And he was a beautiful butterfly.
Got a minute? Because it's time to take out a minute to become a minute smarter.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Macaluso, breastfeeding medicine physician. Breastfeeding is the norm for infant feeding. We all play a part in optimizing the health of our mothers and children by normalizing and supporting breastfeeding at home, in our communities, and in the workplace. Breast milk changes constantly to meet babies' needs. It contains nutrients and bioactive factors that promote healthy development. Breastfeeding is a modifiable risk factor for disease for mothers and infants. Infants that are not breastfed have an increased incidence of infections such as ear, gastrointestinal tract, and lower respiratory tract infections. For mothers, not breastfeeding is associated with an increased risk of postmenopausal breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and cardiovascular disease. And all of us can all show support by encouraging mothers to breastfeed.
If you have a topic that will make us a minute smarter, email it to aminutesmarter@mylitv.com. Well, that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. You can watch this show and other award-winning videos anytime at mylitv.com. Remember to friend us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and email any stories you want featured to stories@mylitv.com. In the meantime, enjoy your Long Island and tune in to see where we go next on My Long Island TV.